John, thank you so much for being part of this interview. Firstly, I wanted to ask you, what are your first impressions of Mitcham Baptist Church now that you've been here for about a month?
Oh, I've enjoyed being here. The impressions are of a good church with relationships going all over the place, with good ministries in place, with a leadership team that's involved, with a pastoral group that's very capable and has a real ability to do what they're asked to do. So it's been good. I've enjoyed being here.
Excellent. So I'm here mainly to learn just a little bit more about you and your background. So in sort of a minute or so, could you just give us a brief background of your work history over the last,
I started life as a high school teacher, and I taught for 12 years. And at around about that time, I had a very, very solid sense from the Lord that I needed to go and study at Oxford to teach, to learn theology. And when I came back from there, I took a church in South Australia for 9 years. And then I was invited to be the church development coordinator, and I did that for 2 or 3 years. And then I was appointed principal of our theological college in South Australia. So I did that for 4 or 5 years. And then I was invited to come over to the Heathmont Church in 2000 to be senior pastor there. I did that for about 9 years. And after that, I've done a whole series of interim ministries in a whole variety of churches, some as long as 2.5 years, but others a little bit shorter than that. But that's basically who I am and what I've done.
Excellent. So just to get a better sense of you and your passions, through all that work experience sort of in leadership and that, what's been your greatest passion and your greatest joy in the roles that you've done over that time?
To understand who I am. And I have a 2-phrase description of who I am. It is, I'm a disciple of Jesus Christ and I'm a servant of the living God. Those two describe not what I do, but who I am. And in those places is a relationship with God, which is absolutely incredible.
Love it, love it. All right, so we live in Melbourne, so we need to get a bit of dirt on you. Melbourne-based. Are you a footy fan?
I'm a footy fan, but not a Melbourne-based team, no thank you.
No.
Real football comes from South Australia, so the Adelaide Crows are the ones to watch in about 3 years' time. Yeah.
Fantastic. Look, sometimes we learn a lot about people, about a lot of their passions outside of work and ministry. So can you maybe give us 2 of your favourite hobbies, what they are and why you love them so much?
Well, in the past, as a youth, I also studied singing at the Elder Conservatorium in Adelaide, and my singing teacher was keen for me to get involved with Australian opera, but I didn't because I was teaching. So music and singing are a significant part of who I am. The other that I would describe as pot plants and growing all sorts of little things that can grow inside and outside and hanging baskets and that sort of thing. I absolutely love all of that. But my grandfather was a market gardener in Townsville, and I think that's where I got that from.
Fantastic. All right. Next one. Let's see how we go with this one. Can you give us one of your most memorable or embarrassing moments from your years of ministry?
My most memorable or embarrassing moments. That's a tough ask. I don't know, Bo. I don't know that I've had any particularly. Oh, I suppose when I was in England, I was still doing some singing over there, and the voice tutor at college heard me sing, and he'd been invited to sing at the Filey Holiday Crusade, which is a group of about 2,000 or 3,000 people go away to a Filey holiday camp. And he asked me to do it for him. So I was guest male singer at the Filey Holiday Crusade, run by an organisation that did it every year. And my opposite number was Amy Grant as the female singer.
Wow, yeah.
So there, her career moved upwards and mine stopped.
That would have been a real.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, give us an idea over sort of the next, even just sort of 5 or 10 years. Do you have any sort of vision, mission, or goals that you're really trying to work towards that maybe here at Mitcham we could help you with or be part of? We're just trying to get a sense of where you are, where you're going, and how not only you can bless us, but how can we also feed and empower and encourage you as well.
Well, I think I mentioned something on Sunday night in the sermon I preached there that's at the centre of who I am and it is the desire to move to one audience, to play my life to one audience, and that's to Jesus, so that he becomes the criteria of my life, and I hear his comments to me, and he's the one that matters. It's not finance, it's not power, it's not authority, it's not anything. It's being in a relationship with Jesus, and consequently an understanding of moving deeper and deeper in that relationship to grab hold of who he is and who he wants me to be. That is the prime mover for me in my life, and you'll hear that coming out in my preaching.
So John, we've met you, you've done some sermons with us, but we don't really know too much about your family. So do you mind just sharing a little bit about your immediate and extended family and their background?
Well, my wife and I were married 53 years ago. We met at a BYF camp in Adelaide, in Clare, and we've been married ever since then. We have 3 children. Our oldest daughter and my youngest daughter, our youngest daughter, run a business together called Grace Plan Management, which is an attempt to look after people who have NDIS programs in place. And that's largely because of their abilities, but also because their brother has cerebral palsy. And they've grown used to their whole lives working with somebody who has a disability. And so that whole thing combines together. So that's the 3 of them. My wife works with them occasionally, and I'm thrilled to bits. My family is the key to me, my grandchildren. And I have 2 older grandchildren. One of the girl is married, and 2 younger boys who are 8 and 3. So they're the joy of my life at the moment, especially the youngest one, 3, who is called the young John. So we'll see.
Do you spoil them?
No, I don't spoil them ever at all. No.
You're the good grandpa.
I'm the good grandpa. No, all the time. There's always ice blocks in the fridge.
Yeah. Lovely. And one final question, and you're welcome to look down the camera at the congregation as they watch this video. Do you have a message for our congregation members just to finish off with?
Yes, I think Mitcham Church is right on the edge of the future. A new pastor coming with all the new possibilities, but we need to seriously grab hold of what's happening in our society, and I've been talking about this, Bo, and be prepared to give our lives to Jesus for us to be who we're supposed to be, and consequently for the church to be what it's supposed to be. Difficult times ahead, but times that should push us further and further into our relationship with Jesus.
Wonderful. John, thank you very much for...
You're very welcome.